Hi everyone, it's the Music Reel again, and it's Nicola Burton from Music Means Business. I have with me Manny, Mark and Michael from the Pushworth group, and a very special local guest today. We have Matthew Clark, who is one of our most popular young solo artists who works in and around Southeast Queensland, actually all over Queensland. Matt, it's a real pleasure to have you today. How are you?
Doing great. Yourself?
Oh, we're really good. It's good to see a familiar face. This lockdown, it's been 6 weeks where we haven't actually been working closely with our local artists. So it's really good to see you. And we want to know how everything's going with you in terms of not gigging. How's that impacted you?
It's scary, I guess, but at the same time, it's unusual, scary, and kind of different. I'm a bit. I was thrown off my feet for the first week or two, and then I kind of thought, I have to adapt and just make the best of it. So obviously, if we were in music for money, I guess I probably would have quit a long time ago. So,
Well said.
yeah. So I just basically made the best of what I got. So it's good and it's bad. So that's what I would say. It's good and it's bad.
Good.
Hey, Matt, obviously you've been still doing your live streaming and playing. What other things have you sort of found that you've put, because, obviously you just can't do music all the time because life gets a little bit boring, you're only doing one thing. What other things have you sort of started expanding and discovering and doing while you've been, in lockdown?
Actually, because the pub's not open, I've had a lot of time to not be at the pub and think. So painting, exercising, like building things like tables, getting into like writing books, and enjoying company, like spending time with like my family. I'm not really a family man, but they're pretty cool. They're not too bad, but I've just been kind of experiencing different things and cooking. I don't really cook, and now I do. So it's just doing my room up, just getting creative in every way that you can find, just to keep yourself occupied, because music, it drives you crazy if you just
a lot of artists have been saying the same thing. They've rediscovered all these different skills and talents because you've actually had the time. So I think that's well done, Matt. That's actually a great thing for everyone to see. Any artists out there, it's been 6 weeks of not gigging, but look at what you can achieve if you get a little bit creative and think outside the square. I think, Mark, you've been doing some additional things as well, like Matt.
Oh, absolutely. Just because I'm one of those guys that sort of always has to be going and has to be doing something. So for me, it's been gardening, cooking, just add, as Matt said, anything to sort of just keep you going and keep you focused more than anything.
All right. So coming up in the future for you, Matt, you're really looking at releasing some original music, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. So how many have you actually done in the studio so far?
It's about 12.
12. So
12. So it is 12. It is
album.
12.
Okay. So you're thinking later on, when we do get out of lockdown, it'll be about releasing, touring, supporting.
If that's possible, yeah, I'd do it all.
Oh yeah, that's definitely possible. Manny, I think you've got some questions for Matt.
Yeah, so in lockdown mode, Matt, you've been sitting there, you've been sort of pensive, and you've got plenty of time on your hands, as every other musician has had over the last 6 weeks or so, and probably for another couple of weeks now. I guess the question for me is, what's the process for you? Because a lot of guys, when they have to write a song, when they have to record a song, when they have to put something down, get that horrible mental block. It's like it just doesn't come together. What's the starting point? What's the motivation for you? Have you had any of these mental blocks because you now have to do something and it's now become a job? So when an enterprise, because music's all about being creative and at your own time, in your own time frame, create something when you're motivated to physically do it. How do you stop that mental block? What's the process for you to progress to something that you're satisfied with?
I'd be lying if I said I did get a mental block. Everybody has writer's block. like no motivation. Like we all get it because we're just human. How do I get past that mental block? I would just I zoom through YouTube, and I look at music that I don't like, because if I don't like it, maybe there's something about it I do like, and then kind of that'll inspire me to kind of do something in regards to that element, to like to like write something with that element of whatever I don't like, write something about it. Like for instance, I wasn't a big fan of country or trap music, like, you know, stuff like that. And so I started Googling some stuff. I was having a really bad mental block the other day, and I went and downloaded some loops, some trap loops. I looked at some country songs, and I looked at the guitar elements, and I looked at like the drums and all sort of stuff, and it kind of inspired me. And then I went into the my Logic or my Pro Tools, and I started running a song from those stems, and then adding it all like a folk country trap sort of thing concoction together. So
have you found your genre? Have you found the genre you want to, or the space you want to work in, or is that still a work in progress? Because an artist that records his own material has a journey to go through from the start right through to the end. You're never the same individual during the process of your career. So it's interesting to see the journeys of other people that we're working with, whether they're young artists or, you know, whether they're established artists. They all have journeys, and during the course of that, you know, particular, you know, journey, things alter. What's altered for you over the last 6 weeks?
I would say who I thought I was as an artist. Like I thought I was like a folky, poppy sort of songwriter. I think that's changed because I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I'm really into like I've always been into like heavier stuff, folky pop, but like now it's kind of like it's transitioning to like a vibe of like, as embarrassing as this is, it's like elements from like Little Peep, Trippie Redd, Post Malone, and also like going back to like some older, like some 90s, like sort of grunge, as well as like some modern day pop, folky sort of stuff. So it's like a mixture of like, I'd say country, pop, folk, and like trap. Like I just say like and a bit of like heavier stuff like grunge.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
I'd
really
be really interested. I'd be really interested to see what comes out of lockdown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're reimagining your style, you're reimagining your brand, your whole business structure. It's fantastic. Because Matt, a lot of you might know he does the DIY Mondays. We have actually loved your live streaming, Matt. You've got one of the best voices that we've ever come across. We just love your voice. So keep that up. It's just beautiful. And I think I shouldn't probably say this, but you're probably the only artist that I've actually teared up while I'm listening to some of your songs, because the emotion that you use in your music, people can actually feel it. And that's why we're all here. It's to feel this this sensation that music is. So, and I know that you have had some struggles with mental health. The music seems to be a way for you to express it and to process it. So how's that all going for you in lockdown?
I'd say I've had a lot of help from an artist by the name of Passenger, like not personally, but I from time to time I send like him an email if he replies, and he just gives me some ideas, and looking on his YouTube and stuff like that. That kind of helps me. His songwriting really kind of, what he talks about really gets me calm. But mental health wise, for the first week or two, I was stressed, scared, like everybody.
Yeah.
But then I woke up one day and I was like, we can't keep doing this. I have to use this time to be productive and make something new out of this. You know what I mean? I need to grow. I need to rise from the ashes and like be better, because there's got to be a lot of musicians that stay in this little bubble, and they don't stay in this little bubble of post 2020, 2019, gigging at the pub, and then they won't grow from that. They won't grow from that bubble. They'll just be the same musician they are. And so if we go back and the music industry is different and we're all struggling, well then there's got to be a different way to do things. So we've got to overcome that.
You've heard it here first, folks. Resilience, thanks to the lockdown. Matt, you have inspired everyone today. Well done, my friend. Well done. We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for coming along to talk to us today. Music artists out there, listen to what Matt said. It's going to really help us to reimagine and recreate how we look at the music business moving forward. We can't wait to get live gigs happening again. Matt, we'll see you next time. Boys from Pushworth, see you next time. And thank you so much
later.
for
You
tuning
guys.
into the music.
Matt.
Yeah, guys. Good to see you, Matt.
You, Matt.